Thank you for joining us again on Nigeria's hottest TV debate show, The Big Issue. Our business on the show is to bring to public consciousness the two sides to raging controversies in the society. Every week, we bring experts and experienced individuals to the studio to defend such controversies from the two perspectives. The viewers and our live studio audience are not left out either, as they can contribute to the topic at hand through our different social media platforms. When we come back, we shall unveil our topic for this week, and you get to meet our guest. Welcome to The Big Issue. Thank you. Thank you. Now, over the years, elections in Nigeria have been characterized by all sorts of hostility, including violent disruption of normal daily activities before, during, and after the polls. Politicians adopt all manners of strategies to outdo one another, which include the use of advertorial jingles, sponsored opinions in the media, as well as the latest entrant, the use of special documentaries. Most of this, many believe, heightened the tendency for violence during elections in Africa's most populated country, Nigeria. Such violence usually arises as a result of mistrust among political parties or their candidates, the struggle to take over or retain political power at all costs, and of course, gross misinterpretation or misrepresentation of media reports are part of the cause of electoral violence in this climb. While many people are of the opinion that the quest for power at all costs is the fundamental cause of electoral violence in Nigeria, another school of thought believes misinterpretation of media reports has remained a constant in the history of election-related violence in Nigeria. They argue that the presentation of media content as a result of ownership, influence, and editorial policy has contributed more than enough to the spate of electoral violence in the country. This school of thought takes it further to validate their claims, emphasizing that there is hardly a media establishment in Nigeria which is not owned by someone with political interest. So during the time of election, the owners dictate the tunes of these media organizations. On the other hand, however, are those who believe that the media is only playing its role of sharing information and setting agenda for the society. They argue that the media do not independently transmit information to the society, as the media only serve as a mirror showing the society its true form and shape. They are always quick to quote the legendary Canadian communication theorist Marshall McLuhan, pointing out that the media takes the coloration of the society in which it exists. For this category of people, election crisis, be it in the form of violence or any appearance of hostility, is a function of societal failure and not the media. Now, which one do you believe? Is the media culpable in election crisis in Nigeria? That is our talk point on this episode of The Big Issue. After this short break, our two debaters will be trying to tell us or to win us over to their respective school of thought by advancing the argument from the two perspectives. Please join us on our social media platforms. Follow us on Twitter at TVC Big Issue, or simply use the hashtag TVC Big Issue. But if you need more space to say more, simply search for us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/TVC Big Issue. The name is Oba Adeoye. The show is The Big Issue.
Join us for a one-on-one interview with a fearless Nigerian lawmaker, Femi Gbajabiamila.
All right, sir. If you were to look back now, if you had not turned out to be a lawyer or a politician, what do you think you would have been? What profession do you think you would have pursued?
Probably would have been a professional footballer.
Oh.
Yes, I enjoyed the game. I played. I even if I say so, I was a very good footballer in school.
On the Sunday interview, showing this Sunday, March 8, 2015, at 12:30 p.m., 5 p.m., and 9:30 p.m.
Okay, now let me ask you to tell us something, as in that you think you know about yourself but a lot of people do not know what Nigerians deserve to know?
My life is like an open book. Again, I keep saying I'm a simple and very uncomplicated person. If it's a poisonous cockroach, I'll kill it. But I cannot hurt a fly.
Watch the exclusive interview on TVC News Nigeria on Concert Channel 190. The Sunday interview, where the true stories count.
It's a delight to know that you're still staying with us on The Big Issue, reaching you from TVC here in the city of Lagos. Today, we are trying to find out if the media is really culpable in election crisis in Nigeria. Two media experts are here with us in the studio. Dr. Suraj Olunifesi is a communication teacher. He belongs to the Lagos State University School of Communication. Dr. Olunifesi will be telling us why he believes the media should share in the blame of election crisis in Nigeria. Dr. Olunifesi, thank you for joining us on The Big Issue. And on the other side of the divide is Stella Sawyer, a consummate journalist with decades of experience to her credit. She insists nobody should blame the media for election crisis in Nigeria. Madam, thanks for joining us on The Big Issue. Now, where do I start from? Stella, you're telling us the media should not be blamed.
Yeah.
But the media plays a very important role in all this. Why do you think they should not be blamed?
Well, no doubt the media play a very critical role in our democratic setting. We actually, when I say the media, of course, we really have to understand what the media stands to, do. The media is not just about people who gather themselves to say, we want to reach out to the public. First, you really have to have the training. You have to go to school, you have to go through the mass communication departments for you to understand the role of the media. And the role of the media, as we all know, one is to inform, to educate, and well, of course, people talk about entertainment. But the major one is also to set agenda, for general public discourse. We've been doing that. The media,
like what we are doing.
Journalists
right now.
have been, definitely doing that. So it's not just about people coming together to say, no, we want to detect happenings in the society. We're just, relating happenings, occurrence in the society back to the mass media, the mass
audience.
People. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Doctor, you are a media expert.
Yeah.
You're a media expert. You train media practitioners. But you think the media should share of the blame for election violence in the country. Why do you think so?
Yeah, actually, I don't doubt what Madam have said about the media, what they should be doing, and what they are called to do, no doubt about that. Setting the agenda, no doubt about that. But the issue is that we call journalists and the media to be socially responsible. Agenda setting theory, which Madam have just quoted now, form the opinion of the audience. It gives perception of truth. And that perception, if it's not socially, if it's not socially consulted, can be a perversion, which we are witnessing in Nigeria for now. We have seen a situation where the so-called media are not responsible enough. And like Malcolm X said, he said that, one time president of the US said, he said, if you were to have, if it's given a choice between the media and the government.
That's Jefferson.
Jefferson, right? Thank you. You rather go for the media than what? Than the government, which tells you the leadership role that's been conferred on the media. But the issue now is that when it comes to election, the media is supposed to take a leadership role and not be a partisan or prejudice. And that when setting the agenda we have seen in Nigerian context is that he who pays the piper dictates the tune. There's a string attached to the media. Definitely. And that string does not allow media to socially responsible to perform their functions. The setting of the agenda, the agenda setting is so done in the sense that it is in line and conform with the ideology of the politician who equally owns the media. Take Nigeria for example. No media in Nigeria, as of now, does not have that political coloration I don't want to mention names, but go to their news content. You will see that it is one-sided, which favor the person that pays the bill. And that goes along against the uppermost concept of public sphere. The public sphere dictates that there should be democratization of ideas, and that the press should be there to convey their idea to the masses, to inform them. But what we have seen in their setting, in the agenda setting, is that agenda setting is done in such a way that even the audience were just a consumer of the ideas without any active participation in the context. That's what we see.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Stella, you have just finished your profession.
No, I
you are a
think
journalist.
definitely, yes. It's not just about rubbishing media practitioners. I want to actually ask you a question. What paper did you read maybe today? Have you read any of the newspapers today?
Yes.
And do you see a tilt towards maybe a particular newspaper writing a story and not, reporting the other side? We have several political parties, and we have several people contesting for elections here in Nigeria at the moment. Okay. Are you saying, give me an example of the paper you read today?
Oh, very good. Did I even get today? Let me just take it back a bit.
Why I'm saying? Because you just said media. We are talking of the media in general now. Of course, we have two categories. We have the broadcast medium, and we have the print.
Even if you have not read the papers today, you must have seen or you must have listened to the radio.
Definitely. We're in TVC, right? Okay. You must have listened to one or two of the programs. Yeah. Can you categorically tell me that they have not been covering all the sides
of the story?
So TVC has become a species now.
And now I will not make any case for any television. But let me just talk about the media in general.
Okay. You can't generalize.
I'm coming to that. I'm doing that for a reason. Now, but later maybe the reason will unfold. Okay. But let me just take it back a bit. What kind of media will put at the front page a libelous and seditious statement about political? What kind of media at the front page will consistently be advertising a political agenda or a particular aspirant? What kind of media in 2011 will conduct a debate and the president of the nation will not be there and they will conduct another one for him, only him alone will be in the debate?
Okay, I think my dear brother needs to be enlightened.
Okay.
The media, when you talk of the media, like I said, we're performing a role, and it is to, listen and to also carry out whatever you ask us to do. Most of those advertorials you're seeing are not advertorials or advert publications written by the media organizations themselves. Majority of all these advertorials are, like sponsored. I said, adverts.
Paid for.
People bring it and they paid for it. Okay. That is clear. It's not just about the media organization saying, oh, we're going to carry this. No, people bring it, and that's why you see it at the top of every advert. It's written either supplement or advertorial. People don't just, most of these advertorials, like it's also a way to bring money into the organization. How do we raise money? The major money earner, the major
source of revenue
for the media is the advert.
Definitely.
Well, of course, it's true. Most of the media practitioners are actually querying the issue of wraparound, because it talks about, it gives an impression that this is the stand of the organization, the organization or the newspaper house. But that is not true. That is not all true. But what I want to say is
somehow true.
Most of these adverts, like I said, it's money spinning for the organization.
Let me just take you off from that.
I just want to correct the fact that you said the media organization.
I agree. So it is I agree that the media must run as a business. Yeah. But over commercialization is the issue here. And the media is supposed to be, like I said before, to be socially responsible. The social responsibility theory confers on the media the ability to make the society to be sane You see, when somebody is saying that somebody is going to die as a president, and the leader does not have conscience, like some people say, he said, truth not shown by conscience not shown by the truth. Where is the conscience here when somebody can buy you over, and then you as a press does not have that ethics and morals to say this is what, this is like. I'm sure that Madam knows about very well about the issue of ethics.
Yeah,
in journalism.
definitely.
Now, what ethics promote libelous and seditious?
But doctor,
Hello,
if any media organization will publish any libelous
Doctor,
content,
yeah.
the person being offended has the court.
Not just the court alone.
And he has other forms of
yeah.
redresses.
Good.
Like the press council and what have you.
Oh, moderator, that's another problem here.
But nobody...
The institutions are weak. The politicians
Is it the fault of the media?
Hello,
No, it's not it's the fault of the media.
That the institutions are weak.
Yeah, they are weak. You know why? You know why they are weak? Now, who makes up the institutions? The National Press Council, who makes them up? Who makes up the institution of National Journalism of Nigeria? Are they not journalists? Now, even the so-called, what they call themselves, NBC, are they not part of no, the issue is just this. Let's face the facts. Nigerian press are not socially responsible.
But Doc, listen, I don't know. The media, don't you think the media is just reporting what the media sees?
I think...
And the media is not creating anything from the blue.
That is why there's need, like she said,
when a candidate calls another candidate by name, can the media report?
Agenda setting, you prime news.
Doctor.
Agenda setting confirms the authority on the press to make sure that society does not go violent. There's no crisis in society. The media are watchdog of society. They are whistleblowers. They are referees. And the referee must not be partial.
Doctor, can I quickly also correct you that the adverts you're actually referring to,
okay,
it's not, I mean, maybe one or two media organizations, but we have over 50 or going to 100 media organizations in the country at present.
Yeah, definitely.
And I want to believe, and I want to tell you categorically, this is what I know, that this advert actually went to many media organizations and they turned it down. For those who did it, I mean, they have their reasons. I won't speak for them. But I'm telling you that those who did not also saw the issue of, let us try, you know, to set an agenda. Let us not, you know, hit up the policy. That's why we refused. The very day I saw that advert, of course, I was furious. I actually screamed.
What advert are you talking
I guess
about?
we're talking about the Fayoshe's, you know.
Okay.
And you can see,
right?
it is because the media actually raised the moral issue about that particular publication. That is why PDP actually came out to say, no, we are not part of this.
It's an individual
It's an individual thing. Many people came out to condemn the adverts, and even himself, of course, he must have felt it. If we didn't raise the issue, if we see it as, you know, one of those things, I mean, people